So, let's start with just a quick question. Has anyone here ever edited Wikipedia? Okay, good. So, does anyone here use Wikipedia with their students at all? And how do you use it?
Just explain that it's a source that can be changed, so that they don't look for their main information there.
Sure. So, being a source that it can change, to me, I think this opens up a really grand opportunity for us as teachers. That in a way, we can think of Wikipedia as perhaps the largest worldwide community service project in the information technology sector. And especially if you go into Wikipedia and search for some things that are very specific, or specific related to local histories. You're probably going to get a lot of stuff for local histories around the Twin Cities, and perhaps a lot around some of our larger populated areas in Minnesota. But if you go to somewhere like Goodhue, or somewhere like let's see, what's another small town? Anyone here from a really
Minnesota.
Morton, Minnesota. You're probably not going to find as much information, even though as we know, all of our areas have some rich history. And so, Wikipedia being a tool that anyone can edit, one idea I'm bringing you today is to have your students who are studying local history contribute to this resource. So it's actually fairly easy. In the time we have here today, I don't really have the time to demonstrate that for you, but you just go and create an account, and you can create pages. You can create you can edit things that are already there. Sorry about that. The other thing about Wikipedia is, and the fact that it is edited by anybody, is that when edits do happen, we have people, especially on topics that are somewhat contentious, or have a lot of people invested in making sure, or really care about what kind of knowledge gets placed into an encyclopedia-like document about that topic or that person or that place. We have lots of eyes on this. So when someone edits, for instance, the Paul Wellstone page on Wikipedia, if it's absolutely erroneous, it will be taken down just like that. Or if it's something that really is on that borderline of debate as to whether it's true or not, it'll get tossed around a while. And one place that I don't think is visited very often, at least not often enough, is this discussion page. On every article in Wikipedia, there's a discussion page where discussions about the edits that happen in Wikipedia, or the editorial discussions, happen. And on some of our topics in Wikipedia, this is perhaps the best source to find good academic debate around history or social issues. On this particular article, the debate in here about issues surrounding the plane crash that ended his life were particularly interesting. And you can see that on that issue, there have been lots of edits that go back and forth between what the cause was and who was involved. And it really flushes out through this discussion or this editorial discussion, what the big debates are, or the big issues surrounding a topic. So that's media. But however, maybe you don't want to use the Grandmaster Wiki for your classroom. There's tons of free wiki sites. Well, wiki is short for quick. It's a Hawaiian term, and basically a wiki is a website that you can edit fairly simply. We're using a wiki for our presentation, for instance, and I just wanted to show one example of a wiki that's been created by a teacher with his students. This was created by Josh Grant, who teaches AP History at Goodhue. Oops, I'm getting shocked every time I come over here and touch my computer. At Goodhue High School in Goodhue, Minnesota. And this is a website that he started about 4 years ago, and the assignment was, it was basically, 4 years ago it was empty, it was blank. And he told his students, it's your responsibility to take turns putting your notes on this wiki for each chapter. So they split the class up and said, you two are responsible for chapter 1, you two chapter 2, chapter 3, so on and so forth. And oh, and by the way, when you post your notes, I want you to find at least 3 or 4 links to information on the web that either corresponds or supports the stuff that's in your notes, or things that refute it. And over the last 4 years, this has developed into basically a pretty extensive online textbook for AP US history. And it's almost all created by students and vetted by the teacher. So that would be one other example of uses of wikis. And then I also want to end this by sharing, well, first of all, we have a ton of resources on this resource page of places where you can have your students publish information, publish presentations, find primary resources. Enough stuff that we could probably spend a full week all here exploring this and not even probably touch 25% of it. But that's there for your future reference if you want to go back to this and explore. Also, we've posted multiple links to very similar sources here in case some of these are blocked at your school. You know, for some reason, sometimes sites get blocked in our filters, not because they're bad tools, but because they may fall into a category that our filters are told to search for. But there should be enough links here to sites to allow you to go do any of these things with your students that you can. But I do want to highlight one tool that's in there. And this is a new tool called History Pin, and it kind of pulls together a lot of these things. There's not a lot of content on this yet. There's 23,554 photos pinned so far. But what this is it's kind of a mashup between a timeline tool, a photo sharing tool, a map, and a wiki. And so let's just go ahead and explore this, and we'll find something local. And I think this tool has a lot of promise for both for locating resources and for students participating in publishing. So here we have a map of the Twin Cities area, and let's just find which one did I find today that was really interesting? This one. So here's a historical photo. If I click to zoom in, it'll give us that picture. And if I want to, I can go here and I can view this in Google Street View. As you know, Google Street View is the project by Google where they drive around all the city streets with that car with the weird camera on the top that makes 360-degree photos that you can explore. And so this shows us in today's time where this photo was taken, and so it kind of is a step into the past. But you can also, let's see here. You can also go up here and view information about it. So when you post a picture, you're prompted to write some information. And I'm not exactly sure how much you get, approximately about 2 paragraphs you can add. Perhaps more, I'm not entirely certain. But so you can add information here, you can add links to things, you could add encyclopedic type explanations of what those photos are. But it also fosters community or dialogue. So if you wanted to have that kind of debate like we have on Wikipedia, we could certainly do that down here in the comments. Now, so far I haven't been able to find, because this is so new, many examples people writing comments about things that are posted. But I anticipate as time goes on, this tool will grow and we'll start to see those. But, so that's history thing.